What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. This is Living in Grand Junction, Colorado. So we're going to start a new series, give you some windshield time on what it looks like driving around here in Grand Junction. And we're going to do it right after this, so stay tuned. What is going on, everyone? I'm Robert Hayes, and along with my wife, Christie, we are the Hayes Home Group right here in Grand Junction, Colorado. Hey, if you are brand spanking new to this channel and you just want to know absolutely everything about what it's like to work, live, play, eat, sleep, and what it looks like driving around town here in Grand Junction, make sure you hit that subscribe button, smash that bell so you're notified every single time we post a new video. If you are even thinking about moving out this way, we are getting reach outs from folks all over the country, literally on a daily basis, and we absolutely love it. So if that's you, that information popping up below, give us a phone call, shoot us a text, send us an email, even send that darn carrier pigeon, because we've got your back days, nights, weekends when moving out here to Grand Junction. So like I said, we wanted to kind of give you guys a snapshot, some windshield time, if you will, on all the different areas of Grand Junction. And we're going to start today in the Redlands area of town, which obviously, as you know from all the videos that we've done, premier views, just exquisite, gorgeous monument views. I would say probably in the last couple of years anyway, it's in the top 3 areas of Grand Junction that we've helped clients get into, and you'll see why in just a second. It's kind of part 1 today. Redlands is, even though it's only 11,000 people, there's a lot of different areas of the Redlands. So today, with the help of my awesome editor, he'll show you where South Camp Road is. We're going to go ahead and kind of take a look at that stretch on South Camp Road, a bunch of different subdivisions. Great family neighborhood, great neighborhood for even if you don't have a family, retirees, young couples, all kinds of folks moving in here along this stretch of South Camp Road in the Redlands. And you'll see the gorgeous monument views. In fact, when I make this little roundabout right-hand turn, you're going to be able to see what it looks like. There you go. There's the monument view right there. Can't complain about that, right? A little cloudy today. Supposed to be a little kind of clear up tomorrow a little bit. But when you go along South Camp Road, you're going to see subdivisions like Renaissance, Trails West, Canyon Vista, Canyon View, Canyon Rim, Granite Falls, which we actually have a home coming up. We don't do a ton of listings, as you guys know. We're mainly helping buyers from all over the country, but from time to time, you know, the average, they say, for someone to stay in a home is about 7 years. So as we help clients move here to Grand Junction, every now and again, maybe there's a job transfer or, you know, life situation that comes up, and so they'll ask us to list their property. So I'll show you the one that we're going to list here in Granite Falls. But again, look at those views. Got someone walking along, doing a little hike right here. See if I can get him to wave. No, he's pretty busy walking. So we're on Redlands Parkway right now, which kind of carves the Redlands in half. So here's South Camp right here. And like I said, the first neighborhood is going to be Renaissance, and you'll see just the absolute gorgeous neighborhood that Renaissance is. All these actually. The draw along South Camp Road, if you have a family with kiddos, is there's a distinguished school called Wingate Elementary. Christie actually went to Wingate. As you know, she's grown up here since the mid-70s. So that's a big draw all along South Camp. All these subdivisions, you have that accessibility to Wingate. So we're going to pull into the Renaissance subdivision right now, and we just got some folks into a gorgeous property. I'll show you what that looks like. So here's Renaissance. What's the price point in the Redlands? Well, the median home price in the Redlands just overall is right at about $550, $560. Now, can you find homes in the Redlands for, you know, 450, 435? Yep, we just went under contract yesterday on a property up in the Ridges, and we'll show you what that looks like on one of these series. But it was $450,000, and it was a 1990s build. Yeah, it needed some, you know, cosmetic work to be done, but you can definitely get here in the Redlands for under 500. So here's Renaissance 90s homes mainly, but we'll go up to the top here and I'll show you some of these new, brand new custom homes, and these suckers are going for $700,000-800,000. There's one straight ahead. Looks like they're still finishing up. So again, remember Renaissance, it's the first subdivision if you're coming in from the, I guess it would be from the west on South Camp. And this is Renaissance Court here. Just gorgeous homes up through here. And then when I spin around, you're going to be able to see all the views that these homes get of the Colorado National Monument. There's probably, oh, I don't know, 8, 9, 10 homes up here that are brand new builds. Look at this one here on the corner. Nice driveway. A lot of different builders up here as well, so not every home, and that's pretty much true throughout Grand Junction, not every home subdivision is going to have the same builder, which I absolutely love, because you have kind of a, you know, a little variation of styles of homes, so your neighbor's home isn't going to look exactly like yours. So look at that, there's the Colorado National Monument right there. So just gorgeous views here in Renaissance. I think this home here on the corner, I think he was asking 8 and change, and the for sale sign is gone, so I'm not sure if he got that or not. So the property that we got some clients into just about 2 months ago, and I'll just kind of do a little, I'll just spin around for you so you can see. Look at that gorgeous home right there. $775 was the price on that one. And they were from obviously out of state. Absolutely loved this Renaissance subdivision and what you get for it price wise. Old growth trees here in the Renaissance subdivision. So just that, you know, quiet neighborhood feel, the gorgeous views of the monument. You just can't beat it. And just across the street on South Camp, it's going to be on the, I guess it would be the southwest side of South Camp, is an enclave called Granite Falls. And we've had a couple of transactions in there over the last couple of years. Very desirable, very prestigious. Some homes in Granite Falls have been in the Parade of Homes and had some award-winning homes through that Parade of Homes. They do that every September, so we're certainly going to hit that Parade of Homes coming up in September. So here's Granite Falls here. And if you're looking for the premier Colorado National Monument view, then you can't really go wrong here with Granite Falls. I would say here and over in Colorado, which we'll do another series in the Redlands, it's kind of a little more west of here. These are the two areas that I would say have the best premier views of the Colorado National Monument. Now, what are these homes going for in here? Your first digit in here is probably going to be the high 8s and low to mid 9s. Most of the lots here in Granite Falls have already been gobbled up. So if you see an empty lot with just dirt, just know that probably is already gobbled up and someone's gotten in touch with, or we've gotten them in touch with the builder. And so they're going to start building, you know, as supply chain issues, you know, certainly thin out a little bit. But just gorgeous homes through here in Granite Falls. Someone walking his dog. So the one thing that people have commented on Granite Falls which is a little bit different than Renaissance, is you don't notice a lot of those old growth trees through here. Now, over time, certainly that's going to, develop and, get the landscape is going to be, a little more established. But again, this subdivision is only a couple of years old. So you're not going to see those old growth trees, kind of that, I don't know if you would say neighborhood feel that a lot of people are looking for. And I guess, all those trees surrounding the homes give some folks that feel. But look at this one right in front. Just stunning homes here in Granite Falls. Again, different builders through here in Granite Falls. You have All Build Construction, Lopez Construction, Porter Homes, Justin Howe, all kinds. So we got some folks from New York into that property right there. Gorgeous home. Boy, talk about buying at the right time. We got that right at, I want to say it was 705. And again, these homes for right now are going for minimum first digit of an 8, mid 8s, high 8s, low 9s, mid 9s. So timing is everything. And then all the stuff that you're seeing on the news, I get it. It's scary. Interest rates are going up a little bit and have gone up. But we always say, don't marry the interest rate, marry the house. Interest rates, historically, they go up and down. So if you get yourself into a situation where you're paying, 5.5%, and like, geez, they were 3% just a few months ago. If they do kick back down 1% or even 1.5%, obviously you have that opportunity to refinance, lower your payment if and when that should happen. So, again, average interest rate over the last 30 years is 6.5%, and we're still below that. So again, don't marry the rate, marry the house. Real estate over time is always going to be an incredible investment. So just right across, Trails West from Granite Falls. So it's going to be on I always get these directions because South Camp's kind of situated a little awkward. Let's call it northeast of South Camp. So the opposite side, facing away from the monument. Trails West, again, gorgeous homes. You can still pick off a home in here for probably the first digit of a 6 and 7s, most likely. These were mid to high 5s a year and a half ago. But of course, with 36% appreciation, which is insane. Kind of glad we're back to a healthier market, a little more inventory, which is good for you as a buyer. So we got Troy and Crystal into this property right here. They're from Oregon, and what he wanted was trails right out of his front door, and he's got them right up there beyond that house. Mountain biking trails, hiking trails. So he can basically leave the house, get on his bike, and go on those mountain biking trails. Now the contrast here from Granite Falls, again, those old growth trees, established neighborhood, which, a lot of clients are really looking for that. Granite Falls is by far probably the most premier neighborhood as far as, the build, design, modern features, but it doesn't have those old growth trees, which again, some clients really want that for that neighborhood feel. But Trails West is just a gorgeous neighborhood. Another thing too that I wanted to mention, when you talk about, you're watching on the news, all the stories about, I wouldn't even say so much the news, but everyone gets on Zillow.com, which please don't go to Zillow. The information's so inaccurate, it's not even funny. Go to our website, christiedhomes.com. It's going to have more accurate information. It's tied directly into the multiple listing service. So people go on Zillow and they see all these red arrows pointing down. And I'm like, well, Robert, we're seeing on Zillow, home prices are dropping. So being in the business for as long as we have, we know exactly what that means. Here's Canyon Vista here, just going to be east of Granite Falls. What that means is there's 1,000 realtors here in the Grand Valley. Of those 1,000 realtors, probably 20 to 40, that includes Christie and I, do 90% of the business. So these other agents, the other 900, they're still thinking that this is summer of 2001. So they're putting properties up for sale with those prices in mind, thinking that they can still get $750 for, let's say, a property in here, for an example. And it's just, we're not there anymore. So the price is not coming down. It's just being overpriced to begin with. That's all that means. So now these agents that are really not in the know, or don't have the experience or the expertise or the knowledge for that matter, are putting homes on the market at prices that aren't sustainable today. So it's not a price coming down or home prices coming down or falling. They've just listed the home at the wrong price to begin with. So we still expect, at least in the Core Logic and the Mortgage Bankers Association, predict 3 to 5% appreciation from now until next year, 2023. So don't let those red arrows pointing down fool you that home prices are coming down. It's just a price correction where the home was listed at the wrong price to begin with. Hope that makes sense. So Canyon View, not bad for monument views, right? Again, more of that established neighborhood feel, similar to Trails West. We'll go down this way and show you what the some of the homes look like here in Canyon View. So not only the trails that we saw in Trails West are pretty close and accessible. Again, the Colorado National Monument is right there. So you've got trails that you can take going all the way up to the Colorado National Monument from Canyon View. When you're on the opposite side, the monument side of South Camp Road, you have those trails going up to the monument. Liberty Cap Trail is right there, and you can hike that all the way up to the top of the monument. And then you spin around and you're looking south, and just because of the way that this neighborhood's situated, you've got the gorgeous Book Cliffs right there off to the south. So views all around here in Canyon View. They just put this road in that is going to carry you through into Granite Falls. All right, let's carry on. We have Canyon Vista coming up here in just a moment. So a lot of canyon neighborhoods here on South Camp. Canyon View, Canyon Vista, Canyon Rim. And most of these homes, again, probably mid to late 90s. There will be 2000s, 2010s, 2000 even 15s in here. So you're not going to be talking about homes that are super old or anything along those lines. Granite Falls, you're talking all the homes in there. The oldest is going to be 2020. So 2-3 years is it for Granite Falls. Pretty much brand spanking new. Everything on the opposite side, that hillside right there, trails. Hiking trails, walking trails, biking trails, all on the opposite side there of South Camp Road. So here's the Canyon Rim subdivision. Looks very similar to Trails West and Canyon View as far as price point. Again, a little more established neighborhood. And square footage in these neighborhoods just runs the gamut. You could be talking about a 1,800 square foot, 3-bed, 2-bath, and there's homes in here, up to 3,000 square feet, 4-bedroom, 2-bath. So it's all over the place, which of course is going to be giving you different price points, obviously based on square footage. All these neighborhoods are going to have an HOA, and the funny thing is, we talk to clients all the time, and they're just real adverse to being in an HOA, and I get it. I had an HOA when I was living in California, 20 years ago, and they're not the nicest in a lot of, different states, specifically California, I recall. And, it seems to me that it's, the kids that grew up that maybe were picked on in high school and now they're the HOA president and they just really want to get back at society for what happened when they were kids. It's not like that here in Grand Junction. And not to mention, not only do they just leave you alone, it's certainly, you know, it leaves the neighborhood very appealing aesthetically. They take care of the common area maintenance, and your irrigation water comes with that HOA. So in most of these HOAs, believe it or not, even in these exclusive neighborhoods, tops $350 a year, maybe $400, not per month, but per year. So that's going to take care of your common area maintenance, your irrigation water for all of your landscaping. You don't use city water for your irrigation, for your landscaping. All that's included with your HOA. So for, you know, $30 a month to make sure that your neighbors are going to have that pride in ownership. You're not going to have those old cars sitting on cinder blocks in your neighbor's front yard. That's the appeal, in my opinion, for an HOA, and especially since here in Grand Junction, for the most part, they just leave you alone. As long as you're not going to paint your house purple. You got to get approval for, painting your house certain colors. They'll have a color palette that you can choose from if you want to do something along those lines. Look at that. That is why people are moving to Grand Junction. Those gorgeous views of the monument. That's a big one right there. So what's the draw for the Redlands? Well, and I've talked about this in plenty of videos. Obviously, number one, those gorgeous monument views. You can't really get closer to the Colorado National Monument in this little enclave here off South Camp Road in the Redlands. Number two, it's only about 11,000 people, so it's, a little more spread out, a little quieter. Boy, just gorgeous views today with that cloud cover. A little quieter. You're not down in the valley. We're probably here in the Redlands 80 to 100 feet above the valley floor. So just again, a little more open space, a little more spread out, spread your wings here in the Redlands. You've got those distinguished schools if you could come in with a family, which is certainly a plus. And you have everything that you need. You've got grocery stores. Literally, there's a Safeway a mile down the road. You got a city market in town just across Redlands Parkway. So you're not far. Well, you're not far from anything in Grand Junction. I don't care where you live, but that certainly holds true here in the Redlands. You're just not far from anything that you possibly need. The mall's a mile and a half away, 2 miles away. So just some gorgeous neighborhoods here in the Redlands, again, along South Camp Road. Got the kiddos playing, so again, that family vibe here. And then right across the street, South Camp Road, Wingate Elementary School, right there, distinguished school. So all the kiddos that are going to be living here along South Camp are going to be going to Wingate Elementary School. So on the opposite side, continuing along South Camp, on the other side of Wingate Elementary, you're getting into more really established little subdivisions towards the monument. Probably 70s, 80s, 90s builds here along the south side of South Camp Road. And the furthest subdivision, we're going to hit Monument Road here in just a second. This is Monument Valley. So there is no HOA in Monument Valley Estates. So if you do want a subdivision in the Redlands that, because they're so spread out, you're probably not going to have to deal with that, riffraff of a non-HOA. And plus the price point certainly is going to limit, that riffraff. That's no HOA here in Monument Valley. So you certainly have an opportunity. If you just are dead set against not having an HOA, you can still get that here in the Redlands. And then last but not least, on South Camp Road, Red Rocks Valley. We'll pop in here real quick. Same thing applies here in Red Rocks. You're going to have that HOA community feel, a little more spread out. And look at those gorgeous views. A lot of xeriscape here in the Red Rocks Valley. Just kind of the theme. I'm sure that when it comes down to doing some landscaping, a lot of people here in Grand Junction kind of like the fact that, yeah, I want a little bit of green, but I don't want to spend all day Saturday mowing my lawn. I've come out here for the active lifestyle, and I don't want to spend the whole weekend. Instead of being on the trails, I've got to mow the lawn front and back. So xeriscape is definitely a big draw for a lot of these neighborhoods where you've got a little bit of green, and then, you know, you do some boulders and some rockscapes and that sort of thing. And you can see that's what a lot of folks did here in Red Rocks Valley. Now, little tip, there's the Book Cliffs there in the north. Here in Red Rocks Valley, this is common knowledge, it's no big secret. There were, I want to say, 2 builders in Red Rocks Valley. Now, one builder did the builds correctly, and they inserted into the bedrock what's called micropiles. And what's that? Well, a micropile goes right into the bedrock, and that prevents any movement of the foundation. And along this little kind of gully here in Red Rocks Valley, there's a lot of shale. So that we have seen and toured some property with some buyers where one of the other builders, we're not mentioning any names, kind of cut some corners, and so the foundations were, you know, not the best. Saw some pull back from the driveway from the house, a couple of inches, doors not closing, that sort of thing. So make sure you know, just do a robust inspection if you do look here in Red Rocks Valley to make sure that the home was built correctly. That's the last thing that you want is you get into a home, you don't do an inspection, which you don't ever do. You don't ever not do an inspection, and then you find out your home has got foundation issues. That's never fun. So this is pretty typical along South Camp Road. Here's your traffic. There isn't any. Got a road biker right here. Little wave. That's what they do here in Grand Junction. Gorgeous, gorgeous day. The Colorado National Monument right in your backyard. So there you go, guys. Little snapshot of the Redlands area here in Grand Junction, Colorado. We're going to try to keep up this series, give you some windshield time as we drive through certain parts of town in Grand Junction, give you that vibe of what it's like to live here. Again, as much as we love doing these videos, we'd love nothing more than to absolutely crush your real estate goals and moving out this way. So that information popping back up below, reach out any way that you know how. Give us a phone call, shoot us a text, send us an email, even send that darn carrier pigeon. We've got your back days, nights, weekends when moving to Grand Junction. Until the next video, we'll catch you later.